PTG fans, Proxy Table Gaming. I am Pike G, and I am with Lucky Sixes. Hello, Lucky Sixes.
Hello, how are you?
I'm well. And boom! Battle report time.
Battle report with both of
Yeah.
us and
Mm,
me battling
I
a
know.
UB. What the hell?
Oh, this is crazy, isn't it? This is. I mean, you've had to get over it.
I know, I know. I will come in this with a caveat that I like UB. I just
Get it
don't
out of the
like
way now.
playing
Come on,
it
get it out of the way now.
myself.
Flush it out. Flush it
Yeah,
out.
I don't like playing it myself normally, but needs must, and we've got games
Mhm.
to have, and
Yeah.
lists to test, etc.,
Yeah.
etc. And
You say
yes,
lists to test.
that's a new list
Okay.
since
All
the
right.
points update. Thank you very much.
All right. Okay. Yeah. You going with that, are you?
Yep,
Okay.
it is.
Completely new list.
Well, it is. It's not the same list, which means it's a
Okay.
new list.
Right. What list are you playing
I'm
on
playing
UB?
Warriors,
Ah, very good.
which is a
Very
bit
good.
different. Mainly
You haven't been them in
because
a while.
no, I haven't. Mainly because they're the easiest army to play. I think out of my ones,
Okay.
from my point of view, and quickest.
Point and click.
Yeah, yeah. And also because I have them loaded up already on UB,
Hmm.
and I didn't have to do much to get it ready. So here we are. Game, a bit of a last minute game actually. Terry said, "Anybody free tonight?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm free from about 9:30 if you haven't got a game." And he didn't have a
So
game.
Ninja Terry.
Ninja Terry, Newcastle Terry, Army Terry,
Hmm.
Terry.
My copters are going to mess you up, Terry.
Yep, copters. Yep. Yeah. No, he's a good old boy.
And dwarfs.
Well, yeah, that makes it
Played dwarfs for a
less.
while, actually, hasn't he? Pretty much since we knew him at
I
Art War One.
think he's a highborn guy as well. He said, but
Oh,
I've never
really?
seen him play it. But he says
Hmm.
he's got some. But yeah, he's predominantly dwarves. He's stuck with dwarves. He likes the dwarves, and he's playing dwarves.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
lists, I hear you ask. So this is
I'm
my
asking.
completely different list to what you've ever seen before.
Okay. Yeah.
Um,
Wow. This is just so
You'll
different.
notice the Chosen Lord is very different because he has a trophy rack, which makes him completely. I use him very differently now.
I
Yeah,
can't tell if
because of
that's
that.
sarcastic or not.
The Warriors and the Chosen have full command now instead of just standard and champion, which means they're more
Yeah.
mobile and adept. The Chosen Knights have Stalker standard and
Handy.
a standard, which is anyway. So they're completely different.
Completely.
So yeah, that's it. But yeah, otherwise big Chosen Wrath because they're still good. Yeah, when anyone says, I've had that with this list. I've had a few people say, "Oh, it's a uh, bit of a different list. I quite like it. Like not really." I was like, I don't understand why people don't like these units. They're incredible. They're, but
Yeah.
anyway, we'll see.
You
We'll
have
see.
your own little niche in the Ninth Age world, don't you?
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah.
Herald, just rocking around because he's awesome. But yeah,
So what you're saying is the Herald's the same as he was.
yeah. So
It's fine. It's
he's the
fine.
same.
Yeah.
Units are the same. They're just
Yeah.
different points,
Ah, so the
different
units are
things.
the same. Yeah.
Not well, yeah.
So if you were to just have the list written as just the units, then it would be the same list.
I mean, if you want to be picky.
Come
Anyway,
on, get
dwarf
on with it
list. The
then.
dwarf
Get on
list.
with it then.
So yeah, Terry
Wow.
likes some interesting lists.
He's you referred to him early doors as if you can have one of something, you may as well have two, didn't you?
Yes,
And this is kind of an example of that.
he does, and I think that's good. I've always said that with chariots. Normally, ironically, I have one. But yeah, it's for the most part. If you have two of things, it just doubles up on. It makes it harder for the opponent and stuff. But yeah, so he's gone two lots of rangers, two lots of Forge Wardens, 2 cannons, 2 Grudbusters, big unit Kingsguard, big unit of Spear Warriors, a big unit of, well, a middle-ish unit of crossbows, and some miners to come along as well for the ride. Not much in the way of characters, not big. He comes from the school of Nav, so it has minimal characters.
Is that officially?
I don't know. He plays a lot with him, so
Yeah.
but it's what I liken to Nav is that he goes very minimal on characters, so he can have as many units as possible. So
absolutely,
a little bit opposite to myself, I think, who loves the character hammer. We played Refuse Flank and Breakthrough. Obviously, that's great for his miners. And here it is. Whoa!
Where's the picture?
All in its 2D goodness.
Yeah. Are we having to move our videos away from the top right? Is there stuff going on in the top right?
No. There is
not
this
too bad?
Underneath your right shoulder. There is a some what are they called?
Forge Wardens.
Forge Wardens. Yeah, the red ones are Forge Wardens.
I looked at the list.
Yeah, right. That is good. Someone needs to. So 2 lots of Forge Wardens. This unit is Spears.
Yeah.
This unit is Kingsguard with 2 Thanes, bodyguard. These Stegodons or whatever are actually Grudge Busters because they're that base. Behind the Kingsguard here, there is a very faint anvil with no base.
Okay.
He's there. The rune. This is a rune smith, I think, but he's not been put in his unit yet. So he ends up going in the spears over here.
Teleports, skittleates.
Yeah. Then over on this side, cannon right far back because obviously he knows he's got lots to choose from and can just plink.
And you're going to be coming at him, yeah.
Yep. Got a unit of rangers here. He's actually not put a second unit of rangers down. Oh yes, he has. They're in the forest. Camouflage. They're doing exactly their job. Then a unit of crossbows. Yeah. I actually went first, so he's counter deployed. And it won't shock you to know that I dropped for first. Putting my chosen knights at the top over the ruins because they don't care.
Strider. Yeah.
The herald next to him. Just because he has good movement. I chose the plus. I think it's Abiding Spirit. It's a +1 strength, AP, and Divine. Mainly because he's res 4 across the board at least, and has the shield wall stuff. So it means he's going to be wounded on 2s instead of 3s, and divine attacks. So that's the plan with him. Get him into combat, killing stuff. Especially with cannons around. I just need him in combat.
Yeah.
But also because of the cannons around, I gave him hard target. So he's got a hard target, and that is. Oh, I don't know what that was called off the top of my head. But it's hard target, and if he's in a round of combat, which he wins, he regains a wound, which I think is very good. Very good.
Yeah.
And basically, it's auto when you have anything shooting that can take him down. So,
although the Forge Wardens that he's set up opposite, obviously you've got to take that for the cannons, and I know why you've done that. But the Forge Wardens always hit on 2s, so they won't care about hard target.
No, but they are also.
It's got to be done
3.
for the cannons. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't think they'll take him out because they're strength 3 AP 0, right? So I've got 4 up, 4 up, and they're wounded on 6s. So
I really want Forge Wardens to be good, but I'm just not sure they are.
They're just chaff. You just got to kind of chaff killers. That's all they are, and just know that they will not kill anything else. Apart from beast heads. They will keep it. Beast heads will kill. Anyway, so a unit of dogs that have vanguarded up somewhat. Mainly because I wanted the option of going both ways. So either down to the south or down over to the east. To do that. Chariot's just in the middle because he needs to, if he's on the flanks, he'll be out of the game all game. So I just need him in the middle. Then over this side, I wanted the Chosen and Warriors together, but also I wanted the Fallen in front of the Chosen in case he wanted to shoot at me. So giving cover or preventing him even seeing me was the plan.
Yeah, forgive me for asking because I know we've had that screenshot and I didn't pay any attention. But what's the objective?
It's breakthrough.
Ah, right. Okay, cool.
So, I mean, I went for first, and I
did
moved
go
up.
through, yeah.
So I
Just a
literally.
little.
I think the only thing I didn't move up fully on was the Herald.
Okay.
Because I needed ranges. But basically, I've moved up really, really aggressively with the. I'll just move us for a second. With the Chosen Knights on the right. Mainly because I don't really care if he charges me because he's strength 4 on the charge, and he's less AP. So yeah, and like in order to charge me, you'd have to get his Forge Wardens in as well, and I'm not. He has to
Yeah,
maximize.
movement
So
3 charge is never
yeah,
guaranteed, even at that kind of range.
yeah, I'm pretty happy actually with him going in, and his Kingsguard won't be able to wheel past to get in either, and it's really far for the Kingsguard anyway. So
yeah,
I'm quite happy with that setup. I made it so that the Grudge Busters, one couldn't charge me and one was a 12, I think, or an 11, possibly, because I don't want both going into my Herald. I think one I can take, but both I think is just too much.
yeah.
On the left side, or that sort of side, and I'll move us back because of that. I've just moved up using the Fallen and the Hill in order to block line of sight on my Chosen. I just want my Chosen as healthy as possible getting in over stuff. But obviously with him counter deploying, he's actually moved all his combat blocks on the other side of the board. So realistically, all I'm trying to do is mop up these 3 units and
Get in the deployment and then move up if you can.
Yeah, and see if I can be a part. But it's quite he's used his diagonal quite well. He's gone back far and all that stuff. So I'm pretty sure these will have minimal impact on the game, is what I'm thinking. And the Chosen Chariot just wants to get up as close as possible to those scouters, see what they do. I know that the Chosen Chariot is tough in this sort of matchup not because of the cannons really, mainly because he just deploys so far back, and I'm movement 7. So I just won't get there. So that's why Envy on him is pretty good, because it allows rerolling ones to charge.
Yeah.
So on the charge roll,
you're going to probably have to be taking a long charge in order to get involved. So rerolling the ones is very useful. Yeah.
So it just gives me that extra chance. But yeah, in Magic, I don't get anything else off, but I do get Wrath of God off, and he devours it with his Rune of Devouring.
Of course, yeah.
So I've not got
it. This will be the only Wrath of God.
It'd be the only Wrath of God, but it is next to his cannon, which is the thing. I did consider putting it next to the other units to thin them out, but I don't think I want to grind for too long over there, and I don't think having 3 or 4 less Kingsguard will really matter. So I end up changing my mind to go against the cannon just to smash him up. And I chose this one as well because this one was it was closer to my units, whereas the one at the back, actually, while he can shoot all day, most of the time is going to be out of 30 inches. So this one is actually the bigger threat. So we should watch it, and it's next to other units, right? So I can get some potentially get some stuff. On his movement, again, I'll move us. He chaffs my Chosen Knights with his what are they called? Iron Drakes. What are they called?
Forge Wardens.
Forge Wardens.
They used to be Iron Drakes.
Yeah. Up here. So moves a bit further away. He moves. He doesn't charge my dogs this time round, which is interesting. He moves his Grudge Busters to face the oncoming Chosen Knights over there, and weirdly moves his Rangers back towards his lines. I guess.
Okay.
I guess that's because he doesn't want to leave an easy charge with anything. Sorry.
Yeah.
But it's moving him right next to the Wrath of God. So he's taking a risk there. Doesn't move his Rangers in the forest because he thinks I think he's like a 9 away, and he's just going to shoot and stuff. So he's happy with that. In Magic, he gets rerolls. It's -1 to hit, or rerolls to hit, or something like that, or whatever.
Whatever that purple thing means.
Yeah, it's. I let it off because it's irrelevant really at this point, because I'm not putting my Herald in, and I dispel everything else, so it's all good. Wrath of God does come down and kills his cannon.
Oh, that's handy.
Yes, before his shooting phase, which is massive. It also does hardly anything to his infantry, and they pass the things, which is just crazy. They did it that way round.
5
really.
wounds to the cannon then, and 4 wounds to the infantry combined.
Yeah, just mental. I think I rolled double ones for the Rangers and whatever, but they both pass their leadership because dwarves, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, 1 cannon down. So happy days. He shoots and kills 2 warriors. I'm nonplussed by that. I don't care really.
Is your chariot res 6 or res 5?
Res 5, because I chose.
So he'd have been wounding on
sloth, yeah.
On 5s then against the chariot.
Yes.
Yeah. I thought he was going to try and win the chariot a little bit.
I mean, my warriors are res 5 as well. So he's
even more so.
5s on everything. So I just don't think he's fussed by it. Which I'm with you really on it.
Because you saying that those 3 units at the bottom left side were semi out of the game. I would have probably not put any effort into killing them and just concentrated on killing everything on the right hand side.
Yeah, but that could be a thing as well. The chariot declares a charge. I needed a 15. I'm movement 7, so I need an 8. And he standing shoots and does 1 wound, so which is pretty good.
Okay, so he's done a wound there. That is good.
I get in though, but take another wound through DTs.
Yeah.
So there we go. Otherwise, I just move everything up. I also charge these chosen. I'm gonna move this over here for now.
The bottom left.
Yeah.
Put us in the bottom left.
I charge the Forge Wardens, and I do have an overrun as well, which is only about.
Do you want the overrun?
Inches. Well, we'll see, shall
we? Yes, sorry.
I keep my dogs where they are because they're doing a great job at stopping his King's Guard getting in or anything like that. And I move my Herald over this way to see if I can get some counter charges if he faces my chosen knights. So I'm pretty happy with that. Otherwise, I just move up over here. I put my chosen as far forward on the hill to give me a reroll if I want to charge. And I move my warriors up as much as possible and my fallen up just to put some pressure on, really.
I suppose what Terry has done is by moving the Rangers back and, keeping that left flank alive, is he just delay you even longer.
Yeah.
By doing that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I get 2 spells on this Spears unit. So Rock Within some permanent -1 offensive and defensive, and Smite the Unbeliever. I think on his strength.
Okay.
I'm not sure. It might have been his res actually, so that I was wounding on 2s rather than if I potentially went in. I'd be wounding on 2s rather than 3s. I think was it. But yeah. And in a crazy magic phase where I just diced him on everything. I get Word of Iron off on these guys as well.
Lever. On the dice.
Yeah. So I think he.
That looks like a pretty unfortunate spell roll.
Yeah, if you can see, I got
roll.
4, 4, 6, and then he got 4, 3, effectively 6.
Yeah, you won that by 2.
That was Smite the Unbeliever, I think.
If it was your master.
I'm pretty happy with that magic phase. It gives them some extra armor against the crossbows, so effectively nullifies their -1 AP. I smash up the Forge Wardens and decide to go in because let's try and, with 2 spells off and me on the charge. That's probably the best opportunity I'm gonna get to really focus down one of his big units. We measured it. I don't think his Kingsguard can get in either.
No.
And it involves his Forge Wardens to charge in order to get the other Grudge Busters in which case virtually all of his army is penned up over here. So we'll see if he does it. It's obviously what he's setting up for. The alternative was just to stay there and wait for his and see if his basically and just give him really long charges for the Grudge Busters. Obviously the spears as they are wouldn't have charged. But yeah. So I decided to take the offensive rather than stand back and wait. So,
yeah, I mean, with you being delayed on the other flank, you probably do need to get things moving over there. So.
Sure. My chariot goes in and with impact hits and everything, only does 2 wounds. Just Does nothing really. Doesn't take any in return. And they are steadfast in a forest. And I think this is it. They pass on a 9.
You don't cause fear.
No,
Oh,
I think I do, but I think no, I do. But I think the
fearless.
Lord.
No, they're not fearless.
No, I don't know. Then maybe that's not that role. To be fair, but yeah. So, but they pass anyway. Was the thing.
Yeah. Well, unless no, he's not on the throne, is he? I was going to say, is he in 18 inches of the king? But
yeah, no,
no, he's not.
He's not. But yeah, so this is his turn, and he decides to go in with both. Don't worry too much about that. There's obviously plenty of space that he could go in.
Yeah, you can get within touching distance pretty much in a charge. So.
You can get within it anyway, so it doesn't matter too much. But and you can see there's plenty of space on this side if he wants to just edge up a thing. So he's both in, just looking to see if those impact hits can do anything really.
I think he has to really, because the grind is here or there, but with the extra impact hits coming in the flank, that's
for sure.
That's nice.
It's all down to the impact hits really. Like if they do well, it'll go first, which is I guess the important bit. Stop my attacks, but 3 wounds each on 2 up armor, AP 2. It's dicey. It's dicey. D6 plus 1, I think they have each. So it's very very interesting. I'm interested to see how that goes. Otherwise, he just kind of shuffles really on the left side. Obviously, there's not much with everything over on that right. There's not much really to do over here, so he just kind of shuffles more than anything. So leaving me some long charges and some charges. Obviously, doing this, he's planning to flee, but not a biggie if he does for me. But so that's what he's going. In magic, these two notify 2 runes, which I didn't label, but it's likely to be -1 to wound and rerolls to hit or something like that.
Yeah, -1 to wound is such a good spell. Yeah. They have to prioritise that getting that.
And I mean, he has it 2 or 3 times as well. I think twice actually. So I stopped it. I think he went for the 2 strength ones, and I just had to allow one of them off.
It's a weird one, isn't it? Because like dwarves cast it the first time, and you think, well, I don't want it going off, but he's going to cast it again.
He's going to cast it.
So is there any point in stopping the first one? Almost.
The only thing is that they stack, so you can't let them. So it's not like letting them off would stop.
Exactly.
So, unless it's like the rerolls to hit or something. So, so he gets whatever it is. He gets one of each, and sort of buffs him back up again, which is not great. In shooting, he clears the fallen with both these units. Fair enough, I guess. It means I can't chaff him and keep him there and stuff, which is
that's good for him though, because I mean, what was he, AP1 with his shooting?
Yeah, but he's got 20. He's got 20 shots, and then
close range. I guess
there's 7 rangers, all close range. They should kill the fallen, I think.
Yeah.
Even if it was hit on 4s, wounded on 4s, the 20 unit killed 5. And I might have some armor save. Well, if you see, I don't save any.
But I think that's the key thing there.
I mean, it goes the other way. Then I'm great. I'm fearless, so I don't flee. So
of course,
yeah. I guess you could be. I didn't consider it lucky. I was just like, fair play, fallen. Dead.
Although to be fair, the fallen probably may have got in your way if there was only 1 or 2 left.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't have minded charging them as well.
No, just throw him in and add to the combat.
Yeah. But yeah. So that's that. In combat over here, the dogs only take 2 wounds to the Forge Wardens, which I thought was interesting, but do flee. And the chariot does much better off the charge, and the Chosen actually start doing stuff and do, I think it was 4 wounds? 4 wounds. But they're steadfast and they stick around.
Of course they are, yeah. Was that a surprise to you, or were you going in knowing they were steadfast?
No, I knew they were going to be steadfast. I just thought I would do more.
Yeah, you'd get through them a bit
I thought on my first round I would do 4 or 5. With
I think that's justified.
But I rolled 1. Yeah. I rolled 1 for impact hits. I know
exactly.
That. So it's on that. That's what chariots are. But this guy, at least this guy has 2 chosen on top, so he's got 6 attacks of chosen.
Course.
So he can grind, and he's res 5 with 2 up armor save. I do like this guy. But yeah, so that's what happens there. Over here, in
Oh,
in the
yikes!
Chosen Knight's combat. So what ends up happening is he ends up doing 9 wounds on impact hits.
Wow. Okay, I mean, I said it's the right thing to charge, but I mean that backs that up with some dice there.
I think he did 11 hits and ends up doing 9 wounds with it, and I don't save any, and it's bye knights really from that.
Yeah.
I do 3 wounds, which is
I think he's
good
left at that point as well. He said game over, 20-0 to him.
yeah, that's it.
Terry left.
Yeah. He had some computer problems and stuff as well. But also as well, worth noting in the movement phase, his miners came on and just chilling at the back.
Yeah, why not?
So
really, I mean, if you think about it, Terry's breakthrough chances are 1. He isn't really looking from this stage at getting. I mean, he hasn't overrun with his spears. Pursued, I guess.
Yeah. Well, he couldn't because he didn't break me. He killed me. So he did 9.
Right. Oh, okay.
He did 9 wounds with the Grudgebusters, impact hits, and then only had to do 3 with all the other attacks.
Yeah.
And
okay, so maybe his spears are going to go for the breakthrough. Maybe.
Yep. So there's that. Obviously, his Forge Wardens, are scoring as well. And
yes.
I don't think they've quite moved up yet because what ends up happening is my dogs move 7 and I think he moves 6.
Okay. You only just got away.
Anyway, but whatever happened, I remember them being out of my Herald's line of sight, so I couldn't charge.
It's brutal on the Knights, though.
Yeah, it is. But that's impact. I mean, that's the opposite of my chariot. That's what can happen, you know. So fair enough. But yeah, perhaps I should have done Word of Iron on them instead. Although I'm not sure 24 inches. I'm not sure I was in range. But yep.
Cannon's not killing the Herald either.
No, the cannons. This turn he was. I think it's this turn that he's within 30, because I moved up to there, and he hit and wounded me, but I saved the Aegis this time.
Okay. Of course,
so thank God. The last time they didn't hit. Although he might have rolled a 5, in which case the hard target mattered in the first round. So, but yeah, he's not getting any wounds through because of.
But you're large rather than gigantic,
yes,
aren't you?
Yes, he's not plus.
So he doesn't get his +1, does he?
So he needs a 6. So this turn he needs a 5 and rolls a 6. I think last time he needed a 6 and rolled a 5. So hard, but because of the hard target, so it's really helping me out. Onto my turn, and we'll go down the bottom. I declare a charge with my warriors on his rangers, and they flee. And I redirect onto his great weapon crossbows, and they do 1 wound to me. And I think I need 11 to get in, and I stumble forward 5, I think. The Chosen decide not to charge. They need a 12, and decide not to charge because I don't want to give them a chance to flee. But also, I think if I march up, I can give a bit of a threat and element. I'm well in my charge, his deployment zone, and stuff like that. My dogs keep fleeing. And my Herald decides to go get some revenge and go in on one of the Grudgebusters.
Could you see the Forge Wardens or not? I'm not sure it would be the right move anyway.
Yeah,
but
I didn't think I could on my memory, but I may well have, but thought I've got to kill those Grudgebusters.
Yeah, I mean, charging that in, whether you choose the Forge Wardens or the Grudgebuster, the Herald is really in deep water there, isn't he? Surrounded by dwarves, you know.
The important thing for me is that neither the Grudgebuster or Kingsguard could charge him because of line of sight and stuff in the next round, because where he's
they're just stuck in position, aren't they? Yeah.
And I don't think the spears have line of sight either. So he was actually found himself in the pocket of where he wants to be. But obviously, I'm planning on killing this guy, and with the cannon, I'm likely to be there or thereabouts for another shot.
Yeah.
Yep. In Magic, I get Word of Iron to give him an extra armor, just to help out with the AP2 hits if I don't kill this guy. I don't think I get much else off. I don't. But the chariot ends up killing them. Probably for me, one turn too late, because I would have liked him to come in at this point. Because if I could have gone in the other Grudge Buster now, then that would have been good.
Yeah.
And I end up doing 3 wounds to his Grudge Buster, and he sticks, which actually is a pretty good thing for me, because it means that all his stuff is stuck there and not really being able to do stuff, which I'm quite happy about.
What's this character on the front left of his unit?
They're just the bog standard Thanes. I'm not even sure they've got...
Okay.
Yeah, they've got much going for them, to be honest.
The king's in the spear unit, isn't he?
He hasn't got a king. He's got a runesmith.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Right.
His
characters, king all this time.
Yeah, no, his characters are like 200 points max.
They're there for a purpose.
Yeah. So 6 round. Doesn't do any wounds to me. Oh no, actually he does 1 wound to me, but because I won combat, I regain it back.
Of course.
So yeah, full strength. I'm pretty happy. I'm no worse off on the not on the charge, and I'm pretty sure that I'll kill him in his turn. And
because I guess the Grudge Buster, if it can see your flank, it still can't charge, because even if it
it's
went
a flyer,
all the way
so
forward,
it's a flyer, so it could.
So it can charge your flank.
Oh, it can't see me. Anyway.
Oh, it can't see you.
No.
Right,
nothing there.
I was going to say, even if it could see you, if it could see you, it can't go forward, wheel more than 90 degrees, and then gain your flank.
It wouldn't have to wheel more than 90 degrees, I don't think, because so what would end up happening...
It could wheel exactly 90 degrees.
And come here, and we should take it further.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, and because it's a flyer, because it's a flyer, it could do that, but it can't see me, because of where I position myself. So
yeah.
On to his turn, and did something I didn't really expect. Although, having said that, if my chariot had done its job quicker, then it wouldn't have even be a thing, because I've been able to charge him out on my last turn. But he charges me in the flank there, and I'm fearless, so I can't flee. So he needs a 6 on dice, and if you look at that, look at this bottom corner, he just
why waste the energy?
Yep, and gets his grudge buster in as well. Obviously, takes some DTs, but yeah, it's not looking good for, because they've got great weapons, so they're actually
they can fight.
They can fight.
Gets them out of there as well.
Yeah. They go in, and because of the way I'm positioned, he doesn't actually have to go in the thing either. So
even better.
Yeah.
Just construct, isn't it?
Getting out of dodge. Yeah. Would have taken 3. Marches the Forge Wardens up to go after the dogs again, who keep fleeing.
And head for the breakthrough.
So I've got to do something over there. He gets -1 to wound. I'm going to say I think this one I used regularly because it was -1 to wound off on them, but nothing else. And in combat, he does the business against my chariot. I think I think he does 3 wounds between everything, but
I suppose he was strength 6 on the charge, wasn't he? So
yeah, quite possibly. And then, but I do the business over here and kill his guy. So I turn to face and see if I can do anything over there.
So you're facing back towards the marksman.
So I charge both, and he flees both, which is understandable as well. But I get a really good, I think I rolled a 5 or something, and roll actually a decent amount away from the infantry units. I move, and this is just showing what happened.
And he flees some through your warriors.
Yeah, he flees through them, takes some DTs. I then move my lord out over here, thinking that if he carries on fleeing, then eventually I will get that unit, because him on his own will
chase him down.
Up. And I move my warriors. I actually move them this way a bit, but I turn them to face the Grudge Buster, knowing that I could potentially charge. And I think it needed 7 to push through that building, but then it would take DTs, yada yada yada. Be pretty much out of the game and it's not scoring, so it's gone, sort of thing. So so I'm wanting to mop up these 2 units with that. Obviously my herald's out a bit in the open, but went far enough away, so that's actually a decent charge because dwarves are slow. chosen.
It's your turn 4.
This is my turn 4. Yes, I think. So the chosen actually move up. Don't charge again. They just march up to get a charge next turn. And if they move, they can move out. But what else am I going to do? And the dogs keep running. Keep running.
Well, they discipline 4, 5?
Yeah,
maybe
5,
6,
I think,
actually.
yeah.
Over here, I get Word of Iron on the higher one, mainly to help out with the AP1 stuff, but just because that was the only thing he let off as well. So
yeah, no, that's good. That'll give him a bit of protection, won't it? So.
Yeah. He rallies with both.
Oh?
Yeah, which is actually bad for him because he was wanting to flee through.
Push through, yeah.
So it's like
it
rally.
means you get him next turn rather than this turn. Yeah.
So, yeah, and obviously if he flees, actually I've got some good counter charges with the Herald and stuff as well. So.
I suppose that's the thing with being discipline 9 on your
Yeah.
whole army, isn't it, really?
Yeah,
You've always got a chance of rallying.
Yeah, sure. So, and he does. So I'm pretty happy with that. He takes a pot shot at the general, but doesn't wound.
Okay.
I think because of the long range. I think. And then shoots with his rangers down here at the chosen and does 1 wound.
Oh, so futile, isn't it?
It is.
But what else you can do?
Yeah. In my turn, I charge. And
Looks like he's fled that, has he?
He fled with the Grudge Buster, but importantly, runs 6 rather than 7, and leaves more than a gap between that and the house. So that's where he stays, and means I've only got a 6 or something to actually get him. So, whoop.
Absolutely.
Sticks around with the charge against the Lord, because if he flees, I'm just going to counter charge. So stick around.
You'll get him with something.
Yeah. And
this way, your Lord stays back, I guess.
And I charge here, and he decides to hold because it keeps me further away from the cannon, I guess. A nice phase for me.
Yeah. Hopefully, 3 units dealt with that.
Get in, and there's not much really. To do with.
No, you don't need to
magic,
tip those combats in your favour, but why not?
I just do it because, again, this is the only thing he lets off. I do get the higher Word of Iron on him again. I don't know. I think he might have let that off as well. I'm not sure, but yeah, there's that.
I suppose the cannon doesn't care about the higher Word of Iron, so it's going to shoot him.
Yeah. These two, obviously, I caught the Grudge Buster, so that's dealt with. Kill the Rangers, and I do overrun, but not far. And the Lord takes a wound, actually.
Ooh, cheeky.
Yeah, takes a cheeky wound, but starts dishing the damage, and that won't be long there.
I suppose, Terry is steadfast for a while with those numbers, but not a huge amount of time.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Yeah. He's steadfast for temporarily, is what I mean.
He will be. I'm pretty sure. In the next 1 or 2 turns, I'll smash him.
Yeah.
So,
if you can kill 6 next turn, then he's not steadfast and it's over. If you kill less than that, then you're alright.
So his Forge Warden had moved up, but then I moved my Herald there. It ended up being a bit of a mistake, because what I moved was what I thought. My thought process was they moved up. They were about an inch further than they are now, perhaps an inch and a half because of dwarf stuff. And I thought they're not quite in my deployment zone now, and if they want to get in my deployment zone, they would have to move forward. So
via your Herald. Yeah.
I positioned him so that his arc would go. They wouldn't be able to march out that way, but I kind of forgot that they could move back, and this is his turn 5.
So he's still got some time.
4 or something. So
I think it's his turn. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. So he's actually, I actually gave him a way to not be in my line of sight, and that inevitably.
Yeah, he could have gone an inch backwards.
Yeah, I definitely had the movement and the ability to, and I think I focused so much on them moving forwards that I didn't think to prevent them moving back and stuff. So so actually it leaves me a bit high and dry there, which is a bit of a shame. But otherwise, in his turn he just moves his 2 blocks forward, because that's all he can really do now. My Lord on his turn ends up going through his unit.
Happy days.
Oh, in that turn.
Yeah.
Chase them down. You didn't do 10
yes.
wounds in a turn, surely.
No, I didn't do 10. I think I did like 6 or 7 though, because I got the war dyers as well. He runs and I catch. I think these are the rolls for. I think I moved 9, but obviously I bounce from my unit. But job's good in. Lots of points there. In my turn, I ended up. So this is my turn. No, I think this is my turn 6 actually.
Yeah, I don't think we've had a. Yes, so Terry must have moved backwards with his forward wardens, and now you've moved your herald in the way.
Correct. And we were talking over it. Thankfully for me, this is literally 0.5 and an inch over 9. So anything past this line is my deployment zone. And he just couldn't get there. So with that, however, you can do janky stuff, can't you, and move conga and things. So this unit end up just going one. Like conga in and just move in 3 inches because it's his turn second because his is the last turn. Then he doesn't really care. So it ends up him having the miners and them, and me having the warriors and chosen who did take. They needed a 12 to get in to the cannon and didn't. But
might as well try it.
Yeah, nothing to stop me there. So it's ending up looking like it's a 2-2. Because nothing else can happen. This is on my turn, obviously. Not much else for me to do, so I'll get Word of Iron off, I think. However, on his turn, if I go back...
didn't see it.
Yeah, if you go back, I stupidly... I got all the space in the world, really. I stupidly just move them forward.
Right.
And present a... what was it? An 11 charge? Yeah. So he needs 11 to get in, and it's into my flank with his king guard and
or 10.
No, he needs an 11.
I see. So he got a 10.
With his king's guard, with all his characters and all his steadfast breaking stuff.
Yeah,
it's my thing. And obviously it's his turn last, and luckily for me, he only rolls a 10. But they would have
sliced them up, wouldn't they? Even with the Lord.
I know. Yeah, crazy. So. Yeah, that was funny. Really, in the end, it was like, oh my, this. I mean, as we can see in our next picture, drum roll, it was a 13-7 to the Warriors, drawn objective. So happy days. But obviously, if that goes in, he wins the objective to make it a 10.
Whether he can do it in one combat turn is another matter, though.
Yeah, I think he breaks me though, because I'm not steadfast and I'm not stubborn or bodyguard or anything.
No, you did have your Lord back in there, didn't you?
Yeah, but he's on the other side. He's in my flank here.
Oh, he's in your flank. Oh, jeez, you lucky boy.
Yeah. So yeah. I mean, I had the attribute, but I
think... you move forward and get him a flank as well.
I mean, I'm about 5 inches into his deployment zone, so there's no reason for that.
Were you just phoning it in at that point? You thought it was game over?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you refer to the bottom right corner, it is 1:45 in the morning, so I'm putting that on the.
Oh wow! Okay, yeah.
But yeah, no, it was it was a good battle. It was a good battle. And. Yeah, it was lucky for me in the end, but in the end, fairly comfortable. Apart from that, I was gutted with the the Herald.
Yeah.
That I think I should have played him better on that. But throughout the battle, I was pleased. But just with that, my dogs don't rally, by the way. So
fair enough.
Don't worry about them.
I was a little bit worried.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but otherwise, it's pretty comfortable, with the Chosen and Warriors where they were and him deploying over the other side. It was fairly uneventful. But yeah, it was interesting and nice to get back into it, because that's probably the first battle I've had in about 2 months.
Yeah, since your Beastherds battle, probably.
Yeah.
With me.
So yeah.
Before lockdown.
That's where we are. 13-7 and a win for the Warriors and myself. So yay.
So how was your new list?
The new list I'm pleased with, and I don't think I'll change the new list until the next points update.
I thought there was going to be a radical. Until the next points update, you're going to throw that out there a whole year.
Yeah. I mean, I'll use it 5 or 6 times, probably.
Yeah.
I've got 5 armies, you know. I got armies to go through. I rolled this randomly and set it up for Matt, who is going to be my next opponent. And then Terry because I got it set up, I decided to use them against Terry as well, just to see
makes
who's
sense.
over there and ready. So, my next opponent is Matt, but we have some more battles coming your way that aren't the Warriors.
No, absolutely. Yeah, I'm continuing my Dread Elf project, taking on Dantiri with his gnomish technocracy, I think he calls it.
So. I like Technome. I like that.
Techgnomes, yeah.
Yeah.
Looking forward to reporting on that one.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it for me today.
Yeah, and don't forget, guys, to continue to check out our Masters stuff. It is thick and fast at the moment. We're well into the tournament. I hope you're enjoying the live streams as well as all the other content, all the other podcasts people are providing.
Yep.
The tournament is really hotting up. Anyone could win it at this stage. So, hope you're enjoying that. And don't forget, like, share, and subscribe to our videos. Keep the comments flowing because we love responding to them. Let us know what you thought about Lucky Six's tactics, etc.
Do subscribe as well. We're 2 off 750.
Oh yeah, we're so close.
And we want to hit that. We want to hit that this week.
We do, yeah.
So make sure you if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe because it's
now's the time.
Good for our numbers.
We don't usually get on our knees and beg, but Lucky Sixes,
please.
On your knees. Oh yeah, okay.
I'm kind of at. I'm on my bum, begging.
That's probably better.
Cool. But yeah, I mean, get your friends on if they're into Ninth Age or graphics or whatever.
Sweet, cool, nice one. We will see you for the next one and everything in between. Take care.
See you later.